of these. Ooh. Hey, good morning. It's 5 a.m. Mester Scrum. I'm just holding up a little snowball thinking I'd do all those trains. You see me do the trains and stuff. And I was at one of those stores. Like I said, you go get stuff like holidays. You get it cheap. You bring it in for your Scrum and everything. And I just got this thing for like $1. It's usually like $4. So I got it for $1. Pretty good. You got to go shop for stuff, right? Anyway, this is 5 a.m. Mester Scrum. Hope you're all doing well today. And it is Monday, starting a new work week. So if you're overseas, you're already getting your Monday done. So good for you. We're starting our Monday. And you're probably like, oh God, you're gonna be a Monday. It's probably like you really consider the first full week into the new year for a lot of people here in the States. And anyway, it's 5 a.m. Mester Scrum. I'm Greg Mester, Scrum Master and Agile Coach. Was previously a project manager, program manager, and what I used to do. And now I'm into Agile and Scrum because I like it. I really do. I actually work this way. And here we talk about Agile and Scrum in a practical and tactical way to help you get home to your family and friends, to get your work done, maybe make more money for your company, make more money for yourself, because if you produce more, theoretically, you can ask for more money. And do it with less stress. Not, we don't want you to produce more with 80-hour work weeks. Want to be reasonable. Like we're supposed to be 40 hours. Let's do 40. And have some fun along the way and balance work and life, right? So every once in a while, I bring in my little train stuff, let's balance out my work and life. And I just posted up. I had to put it on LinkedIn. I put it on Instagram. My little 6-month plan, my goals that I have on there for what I want to do. Dream big in 2020. I think I'm going to start putting that on stuff when I put working on stuff towards my goals, right, where I want to be. I hope you're all doing that also. So every time we talk about different things. And this is episode 168. We're almost there to 180. Almost did 6 months every day around 5 a.m. And it's started around 5:40 this morning. And I got 2 topics today. I usually try to write the topics at least a day ahead of time. Some of the things I want to talk about, look at some stuff, what's out there, what's going on, what I see, comments people give me, feedback. I love that because trust me, I use that in the show. And one of the comment feedback things will be in this show. So I got 2 things I want to talk about today. One, my wife and her Girl Scout troop. We were having a conversation. Not that I was coaching my wife, because she don't watch the show anyhow. She's like, what do you do? So, coach your wife. That's danger, by the way. Coaching your spouse, very dangerous borderline. And you got to tell them that you're coaching. Or they know what I'm doing. It's like it's like a little bit of something. And then Scrum Masters don't manage, right? I got a feedback the other day. It was a really good observation. He said who I was, what I was doing. Nailed it pretty much. And then he mentioned something about Scrum Masters don't manage. I'm like, what are you talking about? And I went back and reviewed yesterday's episode. And I was like, ooh, I did a little Freudian slip or something. What do you even call it? Blended 2 things. And I blame it for getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning, 4:40 in the morning, like I did today. So if I make stuff like that, please let me know. Text me, comment. I noticed that in YouTube, you can't comment on the phone. So I'm going to send a message back to YouTube and why you can't comment on the phone, and everybody's using the phone. It'd be nice if they could. I don't know. I couldn't find it anywhere. It's missing. And but you can do it on the desktop. You can comment. And so we'll talk about those 2 things. So the first one. So sometimes I talk about stuff that's not all work related, but can be work related. But in this case, it's also activities outside of work. But again, applies to what we do in Scrum and Agile. And my wife was talking about the way she's organizing her Girl Scout troop. Very Agile-like. She's doing it very much. Maybe she listens to me. Maybe she theoretically in her brain, she listens to what I say sometimes. We'll see. And, it's about facilitating a group and what she wants to be able to do and try not to burn out. So she's trying to get other moms to participate more in the group and getting them to volunteer to take her spot. So yes, she's the troop leader, but in order to keep her from burning out, just like any job, like if you're the lead tech or lead or scrum master or manager or whatever, you want people to take some reins and take um, management for themselves, as we saw, self-organizing, take some responsibility, take grow that responsibility. So see what she does is she tries to get every once in a while some moms to run a event or go out there and be the lead, because it was really it was a really good comment by her. I give her credit. She's smart, by the way. She's a very smart woman. And she says, I'm trying to get it so all the kids don't see me all the time as the person to go to all the time to be the leader, you know. And I want them to see that they can go to any one of us as leaders in the group. And I thought that was really good. So it's very spreading the work so you don't burn out like you're doing anything. And then she's just trying to do is what a scrum master does, really, right? Because they do the work and she's just trying to help to facilitate them, get all the paperwork signed, do the stuff that people don't want to do. And that's really what a scrum master does a lot. They do the work that no one else wants to do, except they'll tell your teams update their Jira and their Azure and all their online, their tracking software. Don't you do it, right? So she's trying to get them to volunteer, and she'll help facilitate. She'll help get the paperwork, help tell her what to do, give her some guidance, mentor them maybe on how to do this stuff. Because she's going to progress too over time as my daughter gets older. She'll probably go up but she loves the Girl Scout stuff. I don't know what she's going to do about her troop, and where does she want to go from there? And she wants to bring some other moms so they can do the younger kids and they can kind of go up over time, which is great because I've seen people who won't let go, right? And your day one when you take a job as scrum master or manager, you know what day one job is, and they always say this: find your replacement. First day on the job, figure out who's going to be your replacement, right? And help grow that, right? Because you're not going to be there all the time. So that's just something that she does, and one other kudo I give to her. And we talk about this a lot, and how she runs her Girl Scout troop. She wants young girls to grow up, be strong and independent and mature. So she's trying to facilitate opportunities where they can not be with their parents all the time. Gary Vee talks about this all. It's like you tell me, it's kind of hard to listen to Gary Vee because you gotta watch out the language, because sooner or later it picks up and then you say it and you're like, and he's like, oh. But he makes a point about parents like helicoptering their kids and stuff like that, and she deals with it all the time with the girls, right? The mom's like, "Oh, why? What? They're too young to go do this stuff. They're too young to do it overnight." It's like there'll be a bunch other kids in the troop and a couple parents to keep everybody, everything's all up in order and safe and everything like that. But they give the kids an opportunity, and we're happy that our daughter, she loves Girl Scouts. She goes and does the overnight camps and things like that. And she's only a second. She's been doing it for 2 years now. She loves it. First time she did it, terrified out of her gourd, right? Scared to death. The look on her face when we dropped her off. She wanted to do it. She did an overnight camp. She was like, But when we went to pick her up, she didn't want to leave, right? So so it's funny. Everybody's terrified, just like in Scrum and Agile, terrified, scared to death to do what they do. But once they get it and they figure it out, it's like, well, this is really good stuff. I really like it. And that's just trying to convince everybody this stuff is really good. And you're really going to like how you do it and organize it and get your brain all figured out. So kind of went off on that, talked about that a little bit. But, managing people to be independent and run, they like that. I mean, the Girl Scout troop, when they make a rule, if their cabin's not clean, they can't do activities. They're so used to mom and dad cleaning the cabin for them, right? But at Girl Scout camp, they teach the girls you be self-responsible. You're responsible for your own stuff. It's not the Scrum Master. It's you. You know, you the team. You're responsible. I'm just here to help facilitate. I'll give you the mop, the broom, bring all the stuff to you, but you do it. I'm not going to sweep it up for you. That's not the Scrum Master's job, right? Fix your messes. That's your job. My help is to help get you tools to fix those messes that we all create together as a team. So there's how I tied it all in there. I don't know that or work. Anyway, then the other thing, so I got comment yesterday. So I'm texting all my contacts on LinkedIn. It's all me. Ain't no machine. It's me. I'm going through all 5,000 connections. I'm like kind of seeing how everybody's doing and checking. It's really I'll tell you that story on another day. But one of the comments I get back from somebody, they described me as a former project manager, now as Scrum Master, whatever, teaching Scrum. Pretty much what I'm doing on the show, and part of it also just giving some practical stuff. I've seen teaching Scrum, I've seen Agile, and it's very high level, trying to get down what happens in the daily life, and I get feedback and it helps me out. But then he also said, Scrum Masters don't manage. I'm like thinking to myself, what? Why do you say that, right? And I'm thinking all this stuff, why was that? And then I finally got to read the episode. I said, oh, so yesterday when I was doing the show, I was talking about I said, for Scrum Masters to manage their team. Scrum Masters don't manage a team. Scrum Masters are more facilitators. They facilitate, help expose issues, right? Use the process, train the process, teach the team about Scrum and Agile, answer questions. What do you do here? What is that? And that's what we do. But we don't manage the teams. So, and the other thing, because I said managers too, because there is a group of people out there who aren't, quote, officially Scrum Masters, who are managers, who are managers staff, and decide that they want to take their team and turn their team into a Scrum team. But they are legitimately the manager too. But it takes now a new mental mind shift on how you manage people. It's more of a facilitating, mentoring, supportive role, so servant leader type role than it is a traditional management where I tell you what to do, how to do it, where to do it, when to do it, what to pick up next. And you come to me asking questions and permission to do everything. It's like, no, no, no. If you get stuck, come get me. If you think there's a real big decision that you don't feel comfortable making, I can make that as a manager, help you make that decision and take that stress off you if it needed. But I want you to be encouraged, but even better, is you walk them through the process. So you don't just take the responsibility. So, okay, now I'm going on a tangent. But anyway, I'm going to talk about that in a second. I do want to say Scrum Masters do not manage teams, right? We facilitate teams. We bring tools to expose issues, why the flow is not working very well on the team, why stuff is not flowing through the teams. And maybe we adapt like the tools and build dashboards and stuff like that to help bring about to the team, expose issues that are not there. And that's what we do as Scrum Masters. We help expose. We may see things because we have experience doing these things, that we expose them to the team because they're so in depth in coding, like we talked about yesterday. They're 85% of the work time is their coding, but they don't see what's going on above them. And sometimes we need to help them see that, right? But the one thing I want to mention, and I just said, maybe managers take that decision. I'm going to make it a little different. Instead of just making a decision, walk through the process of your decision making with the person who's asking you to make that decision and go with it, right? Well, what's this? Start asking some powerful questions. Well, why is this worrisome to you? Why is it a tough decision? Well, because you got this and that. So why is your concern on that? Because of this and that. So, and then you maybe ask them, like, what are the risks associated with that? And then you go through the risk. And then you go, so what do you, and then you might start going, so what do you think, what would you make the decision? And then let them make the decision and say, I'll go with that decision. So now you're teaching them how to make decisions. You as a manager know you've been doing this for a while. You're making these decisions. Sometimes taking that leap of faith, like we talked about with the Girl Scouts, having them, showing them how to make the decision, right? And coaching them through the process, asking some why questions, asking some powerful questions. And why do you think that? And why is that why is that worrying you? What is your feeling towards that? Do you think we have enough product? Do we need to get more? Do we need to get connections, or so we need to put that down in our system, right? And they'd be like, yeah, we need to write that down. That could be a story. We need to put a story for that, and we go get that. So try that. And with that, it's been 15 minutes, so we're going to cut it off. Hey, have a happy Monday. Happy scrumming. Thank you all for listening in the future and the past and the thing. Please give us a thumbs up, right? Connect with us. Hit the little bell so when we go live, you'll get a message. Cat just went, what was that? And I hope you have a great day and a great week. And with that, have a great day. Bye. Take care. Happy scrumming. See ya.